Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with another episode of Free Pattern Friday. Yes, Free Pattern Friday. I have been getting a lot of requests on what to do with large-scale prints, and people get them in their stash and they're not really quite sure what to do with them. So I came up with another fun, silly idea, and I thought, okay, we have to present this one to you guys because it's fast, quick, and it is beginner-friendly, believe it or not. Yes, it is. But first, let's do our shout-out. Our shout-out today is Donna Roberts at the Fabric Cafe. Now, she's famous for those 3-yard quilts, and guys, she does some really cute quilts and they're perfect for somebody who's just starting out learning how to do quilting. They're also handy for people that are doing, working for charity quilts and, fast, quick, easy charity quilts. Her books are really well wrote, and they read really well, and the designs are always really cute. And she also explains how to put bundles together of light, mediums, and darks, right? And she explains that too in her book. So you guys are going to go check her out. And when you do, tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. And yeah, she's a lot of fun. Now, also, her YouTube channel is going to be in the show notes below, as well as the cutting instructions for these. Now, we're going to get you to vote. We want to know if you want spring fling with strings, can't say that 9 times fast, or quilt bingo. That spring fling with strings, that we're going to be using our string pieces, or quilt bingo. Let us know in the show, or let us know in your comments which one you're voting for first. We're filming this January 13th, and we're then I'm going to have time to work on either one of them. But we'll sit there and we'll have fun with both of them. They're both going to be fun, but yeah, let's have a vote. Also, you're going to find in the show notes below is our Facebook group. We have a beautiful Facebook group. It's warm, it's welcoming. We show pictures and ask questions and all the rest of the stuff that regular Facebook groups do. But we also have several community chats now attached. And we have a virtual sewing room set up under Discord for the Facebook group members. So if you're part of the Facebook community and you haven't joined, please do. We'd be more than happy to have you come join us and sit and sew with us in our virtual sewing room. You just have to ask the admin people for an invite, and then you're in. And there's pretty much people popping in and out all day, right? So there's a lot of people in the afternoons, yeah, you kind of pop in and out. It's fine. Also, we do fabric exchanges by country, and there's other numerous community chats like Sunday Snippet or Saturday Snippets, Thankful Thursday, the recipe one, a chat for anything else. And the people that are in there chatting are becoming friends. They're just having a great time in there. And we also look for free patterns outside of on the internet, and we post the links back into that chat so that other members can find free patterns too. Also, I speak for free to quilting guilds and quilting groups, so if your guild or group is looking for somebody to talk about making charity quilts, elements of design, and working with scrap fabric, please put my name forward. It's my way of giving back to the quilting community. I'd be happy to do my best to accommodate them with a speaking engagement over Zoom. I don't travel to the guilds, I just do it over Zoom. Also, if you guys find shout-outs or somebody that needs a shout-out, please let me know either by messaging me through Facebook or putting one email together. You'll find it in the About tab to tell me who they are, and put the link to their YouTube channel so I can find it right away. Also, we have Zoom sew dates. I told you about the Zoom sew dates? No, I didn't. Okay. They're listed in the show notes below as well. Now we've only listed them out till May, but we will be settling the camping plans with the grandkids, and then we'll put them out for the rest of the year, and then they'll all be in the show notes below. Also, share, like, and subscribe. Over our analytics are telling us over half of you are not subscribed. So it would be really good if you did subscribe, and please make comments, right? Making comments helps push our video forward. It helps the analytics. And if you need to vote on the spring fling with strings or quilt bingo, it'd be nice if you got a comment. We're so happy to hear from you. Anyways, I think that's it. So come on in, let's get to the sewing. Okay, we're at the sewing machine now. You can see I cut my half square triangle, or my half square triangles with the easy angle ruler because that one end is off. I gave you the traditional half square triangles to work with because I don't know whether or not you have that easy angle ruler, right? So I can't, you know, it is a good tool. I recommend it. There's other tools out there that do the same thing. And guys, they're worth every cent. Now, if you see the traditional instructions, you go, wow, I really hate cutting, you know, 7/8 and all that other stuff. Okay, you can round up to the half, either the half inch or the full inch, right? And you just, when you sew your triangles, you're just going to have to, you know, trim all of them. So this actually helps. The tool that I use, that easy angle ruler, also helps. I don't have to trim these. They're all ready to go and ready to play and ready to have a good time, right? So it's very quick, very quick. Okay, now the trick to this block is the layout. Now I have not showed you the layout, but I thought, okay, we'll get there. The first thing I thought of was a candy cane, and I thought, no, not a candy cane, because it depends on what color you used, right? Just because I picked red, I mean, yeah, it looks like a candy cane, but it's just really a cute little layout, and it's not complex. Actually, there we go, and also to the floor. There we go. Hang on, let's get all those back up here. I got 2 more to go. So you gotta make 12. 12! So now if you were doing this by, you know, rounding up to, you know, easier number to cut, now you're trimming 12 after triangles, right? So, alright, let's go. Put this in another meter under, yay! Okay, now, with these half square triangles, you have 1 dog ear you gotta trim. So I'm just gonna line them all up and then trim them all at once. This would be fun if you had, you know, a whole bunch of different colored triangles that you were working with. So anyways, you can make this very scrappy very quickly. Let's see. So I'm just going to go like that. Now see, I go deeper than the 90 degrees, right? Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to eliminate bulk, right? So I know not everybody thinks that way, but, you know, it's still, I never have problems with my seam popping open, right? Because, you know, it's too thin, it's too tiny a little seam, and I don't go that far up. Right, I only go about 1/2 inch up to cut, you know, so that's how I manage my dog ears, right, when I trim them. But I only have to do 1 with this, so I could probably go trim the other one, but that's okay. This is all pet bed scraps anyways. Okay, now there we go. I'm gonna flip it all over and press to the dark. Yay! Okay. I have so much of this fabric in my stash. Such a lovely posy. And it kind of goes with the focal fabric, but it wasn't purchased together. Like, it's not like the same line. I've had this in my stash for quite a while. And this one just came last year, so they're not from the same stash, but it's almost the same kind of reddish coloring, right? But I've done so many things with focal fabrics, guys. I hardly have any focal fabrics left. So yeah, this could be hard. I might have to start suggesting videos or make a playlist that's just all about what to do with focal fabrics, because, you know, people are asking questions they don't know. Anyway, so let's just quickly look at what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is first lay it out here, over here. There we go. The first one we're going to lay it this way. And the next one we lay out this way. Then we lay out the white, and then we lay out the red, right? Just like that. So you're kind of making this little thing a little different. So with along the top now, you're going to lay it that way, and that way, and that way, and that way. You're going to create a stripe effect that I just thought was so much fun to play around with, right? Because I mean, now you can have all sorts of, oops, you want to go like that. Sorry, you want to go like that. And then you want to go like that. Isn't that cute? Isn't that a cute little candy stripe thing going on? So anyways, I decided, okay, candy striper. I thought, okay, this is kind of a, because it's reds. I mean, it could be a Christmas thing going on, but I mean, we'll see. Anyways, let's just start sewing some of this together. Yeah, we'll do these two first. We'll do the top and bottom, the center top and bottom first. There. And then, wow, these match up perfect. Now use that easy angle ruler. It's cut it, sew it. You know, that's it. That's it. That's what you do. You cut it, you sew it. Now, there, just like so. And I'm going to take the next two. I'm just going to go like this. And there. And then two red sides together. I could have done this with chevron, or, you know, like a half chevron unit too. That would have been cute. Okay, that one goes up here. And then the two whites go together. Yeah. I also had this low volume in my stash forever too. Like, wow, it's about time you went out. You got out. Doesn't look like it would sew together well. Now, if I was going to do a bunch of these for a quilt, I would have them all stacked up, you know. So I would do all of this stack. I would put all of this stack together, you know, that kind of thing. That way it would keep me a little bit better organized. Okay. This goes together just like so. And I'm going to run this through just because I can. There we go. Here. Okay. That goes down here. Now this goes together. Like so. Because I'm doing more than one block, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, this is a little different game. We're going to do the other side. The layout here is key. The key to all of this. Okay. And now I'm going to put this one together, just like so. Okay, and then fit it to the other side, line that up, take my time, line it up. There, now I'm going to have to put in a leader ender, another leader ender. Oh. Okay. So now I have all three of them, 3 rows, just sewn like this, right? So now I'm going to make sure I have this correct. No, I don't, because it's like this. This has to go like this, right? Because you want to make sure you get that wider stripe here and down here, right? So I just about did it wrong. Like just about. So yeah, it's a good thing you take and check. You know, like, you gotta get good at Jack the Ripper. I mean, that's kind of a given when you're sewing. but you don't want it to be your only friend. You know, and sometimes it'd be nice just to be able to just sit and sew something sometime without having to take it all apart. Now, you do want to nest that corner, right? You want to nest that corner the best you can. There. And, yeah. There we go. And another leader ender coming right up. There. There we go. Now, before I sew anything, I want to take it and check it because I don't want to sew it on like this. That would be bad. So here we go. We're going to sew it like this. Yeah, you guys laughed when you saw that, didn't you? I've done that too. Where I've sewed it that first way, but I caught myself before I went too far on the block. Okay, so now we want to nest this first. There. Trim that off. And nest this next. Oh, is this going in? It's going this way. Okay. There. And you want to match the bottom. There we go. Now another leader ender to get it off the machine. Yay. Okay, there we go. Now, let's see what this looks like from the back. Okay, there's some ways, somehow this thing wants to go a certain way, and it doesn't really matter. You know, it wants to be sewn a certain way. So I'm just going to finger press this so it fits the way it wants to be sewn. And I'm going to try and press this away, like so this one would go out, you know, against that, and see. Oh no, maybe it wants to do something else. Hang on. I think it might want to do something else. And I twisted it. Eesh. There's one. And I just cut. When I'm trimming and I twisted a seam, like this seam right here is twisted, right? I just trim just like maybe one, just a bit, just enough to get it to twist the right way, right? So yeah, I'm going to have to take this one to the sewing machine or the ironing board and see what I do. Now, somebody asked how do you use a clapper. You iron your fabric the way you want it. Then you put your clapper on your fabric, your wooden, your piece of wood, down on your fabric while it's still hot and just leave it sit there for a bit. But yeah, this is pretty much what we're doing here. So let's get to our ta-da moment. Okay, so here's our candy striper. I just thought this was such a cute idea. I was playing around with this and I thought, yeah, this would be great. You know, it's you could also do it with half chevrons, right? I thought that would be also a really great idea, but it would be a little more complicated on how to do it. So we decided to go with the half square triangle idea. It sewed together beautifully. It's just very quick, very beautiful, very, very fun, you know. So like I say, make sure that your half square triangles, no matter what method you use, that they finish at 3.5 inches, and this fits together like a dream. So I hope life is treating you very, very kindly, and that things are going your way in every aspect of your life. And I want you to stay well and take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye! Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, you know, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure and quilting. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts, okay? So you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again, okay? Bye!